Simon, thanks for sitting down with us and chatting to us on the Eye Full of Dale. I know you just wanted to touch a bit more on the statements that were released before New Year, your Christmas message, and then the follow-up where we announced that we were seeking outside investment. I know you just wanted to expand a bit on what you said in those messages, didn't you?
Yeah, so there was a lot of information that went out just before Christmas and during the New Year period, which is in line with us wanting to be as transparent as possible and make everyone fully aware what's happening within the club. And I probably just wanted to put it in a bit more simple language today so people understand it a little bit better. So the board's been with the club 18 months now, had a lot of fights and a lot of upheaval and unusual things going on during that period. And we've got this fan-owned model at the club, which I think the board probably feels that we need to move away from a little bit, because it's a tough environment to run an EFL club, especially with the cost of living crisis that's going on at the minute. We don't really want to put season ticket prices up. We want to try and hold them, and everything squeezes margins, which is fine if you've then got shareholders that are continually putting money into the club. We did a share issue last year to raise money. We're doing a share issue this year to raise money. And on the current model and how it works, that would be a yearly thing, and we don't really see that being sustainable in the future. And the other issue that it has with that is on cash flow. We have to manage our cash flow very, very carefully to make sure that the club survives, but that means you don't make good long-term decisions for the club. And we think with some investment coming into the club that the value of the club will increase and we can become a more sustainable model. The obvious example of this is the training ground. We've got a site identified that we'd like to develop, but the building costs of getting a training ground in place for us is about £5 million. Now that sounds a lot initially, but if we could get an owner that came in and gave us that investment, we spend about £500,000 at the minute on various different training pitches around the borough. So that would be a saving straight away, would make year on year on year. Plus we'd have all sorts of revenue opportunities out of that training facility, not just with all the facilities inside like a function room, bar, cafe, etc., but actually renting 3G pitches out, which can probably generate about £100,000 a year. And it's great for the borough because it frees up the pitches that we use at the moment that can then go to grassroots football. So that's one of the motivations for it. And as I say, short-term cash flow, would like to develop the Radcliffe so it becomes one of the best function suites in the town, which will again bring more revenue into the club. But all these capital expenditure projects we can't really do at the moment. So that's the reason for looking at investment, as well as managing the cash flow in the business, that we do have to sell a certain amount of shares every year to keep the club going. So that's the main reason for it. There's a lot of positives in the club. There's a lot of interest from both overseas and domestically in investing in the club. Obviously, the training ground would be a big game changer for the club. With the political situation around the fan-led review, we expect the Premiership solidarity payments to increase over the next year or two. That's a definite that's got to happen in football for us and other clubs to be able to run on a sustainable basis. We've got an extremely strong academy. Those that came to the Fulham match will realise, playing the Category 1 club, how close we came to beating them, and seeing the talent that we've got in the academy, and that runs right the way through the age groups. So there's strong future and profitability from the academy in the future. And the other thing that we're doing brilliantly is the community trust, our charity arm. We probably deliver around about £2 million worth of social value out in the community every year. And the other thing with getting a community hub stroke training ground that we can move into is that we'd almost be able to double that overnight and deliver community projects in different parts of Rochdale as well. So there's a lot of positives with the club, and we feel probably going forward, if we can find the right person to come and invest, it'll increase the value of the club, increase the income that the club can generate, and guarantee our long-term sustainability.
In terms of on the pitch, obviously results aren't quite where everyone would like them to be, but it's a big month coming up with the January transfer window on the horizon. Can you tell us a bit about what the kind of strategy is heading into that?
Yeah, it's been a tough first half to the season. It's a bit disappointing on some of the message boards to see people have sort of given up and think we're doomed and stuff like that. Certainly within the club, that's not what we think at all. We've, again, since June 21, we've been through lots of fights. We're used to fighting at this club. We've just got another big fight on our hands on the pitch at the moment, and I think we saw at Barrow the players are up for a fight. They know they've got to do that now. Every match has got to be that level of commitment. And looking at January, I think it's no secret finances are tight in the club, but there is a bit of wriggle room for us that we get one or two players out and strengthen the squad and bring those strong characters into the squad that are going to help in that fight over the next 5 months of the season. And we've no doubt here that we can win this battle as well as the others that we've won.